Welcome, everybody. This is episode 3 of the Banter Room podcast. I am joined by my lovely co-host. We have Bobby and we have Niall. Say hello, guys.
That's my Stan impression. I see you. Avatar?
I see you.
Yeah.
Oh.
We watched Avatar too.
I thought it was going to be something like God of War wise, just because of the Kratos talk. No, okay.
No.
Boy.
So, yes, that was Bobby and that was our local charity sale, Niall. Yeah, week 3 of the episode. Welcome back, boys.
That's one long episode.
What?
Week 3 of the episode.
Week 3 of the episode.
Anyone listen to this? Brett's just fucking bonkers. It's episode 3. It's not week 3 of the first episode.
No, it's week 3 of our podcast.
A lot of editing. Do you want to go from the top there, son?
These are the funny bits.
I know. So, just go back. This is our 3rd episode of the Banter Room, where we come together, chat shit, have a laugh, and hopefully you find it as funny as we do. If not, don't listen. Cheerio. But, guys, how is everybody?
I am good. Back to work, but it's Friday, so who could complain? Loving life.
Oh, what?
Living for the weekends. To do nothing.
Yeah, just look after the kids.
Pretty much, aye.
Yeah.
Play some games.
Oh, you Bobby? How's things?
I am shattered.
Oh dear.
Just getting back to work, being up at 5 o'clock every morning.
Okay.
I was used to being off there for a while and just staying up late. So I had like a headache for the first fucking 3 days going back to work, but I've leveled myself out now. So all good.
Worse, especially when you have to drive as well.
Early start.
My sleeping pattern has been horrific. I'm going to bed about 6 or 7 in the morning. I was fine for 2 days, and then just last night I started watching something that we've all been talking about, and I just got hooked on it. And just
Pornhub's year in review. Coming soon. Stay tuned.
Yeah, so I just binged 6 episodes last night of some. But yeah, first things first. What has everybody been watching or playing? Bobby, do you want to start?
I have been playing Uncharted Lost Legacy.
I wonder
Thanks
why.
to Niall's recommendation, although he recommended Uncharted 4, but I decided to be a rebel and go for the other one. It's class. I've nearly finished it. About I would say Niall, about an hour away. Just reached the guy. So I'm probably going to finish that in the morning. But it is class. It is stunning. I love Chloe Fraser. I'm in love.
Who?
Chloe Fraser.
She's the main main character of it. Fucking class.
Wait, can I interject? I know maybe it's not probably nice to do so, but can I just ask you, from all you've played of Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which is an expansion to Uncharted 4, great game, is it better than most of Xbox's games, first party wise, so far that they've ever made?
His face says yes, by the way, guys, if you can't see.
An expansion. There you go.
It would be, yeah. It would be. It's class. I'm hooked on it.
Yeah.
Mate,
I've been playing Uncharted 4 and holy fuck. Honestly, it was something I thought, you know what? Now I'll give a recommendation after his fixed mindset talk last week. I thought, yeah, I'm going to change my mindset and have a go at this.
And he fucking did.
I'll be honest with you, Bobby. See, as soon as you finish it, get on it. Holy fuck. Do you know what? The story is fantastic. I can see why there is going to be a TV series of it or whatever the fuck it is.
They're doing movies.
There was a movie.
Movie, aye.
It was a movie.
Yeah.
Bobby liked it.
Was movie shit?
It's all right. Mark Wahlberg, Sully, put it that way.
Oh, fuck's sake.
See, I liked it because I had never played any Uncharted. So I seen it and I was like, this is actually quite good. But I'm sure there's a lot of people like Niall that maybe won't rate it as high because they're into the game. So this God of War series, I'm probably going to be really critical of it.
Probably.
Because I'm such a big fan of the game. So obviously they're going to be the more critical people, more harder to please.
I think a testament to Uncharted 4, I have mates who do not play games but play every Uncharted, and it transcends just being a gamer, mate. That game is fucking top class. 10 out of 10 must play. So I'm glad you're playing it though. Now was right, hashtag. So fuck your mindsets and go suck dicks.
I think we've lost Brett.
We've lost Brett. Brett looks concerned. So Brett, if anyone's listening, Brett may have been abducted by aliens. Bit of foresight into the episode and the thumbnail. He's actually typing on his phone. He's taking a
Taking a
picture.
photo.
I don't know what he's taking a photo of. Apparently taking a selfie. Bit fucking rude while we're recording. So we'll just leave Brett there.
Speaking of Uncharted, see the movie, is it based on any of the games, like the first one or anything?
I can't even fucking remember the movie, mate. That's how memorable it was. Brett has sent me a picture,
boats.
guys, of Bacon Mix. Not responding. So that's fine. We'll edit him out. No, there's a boat. Yeah, something about a boat.
There's
in
the
the
boats,
first?
remember, at the end of the movie, they get the old pirate boats that have like loads of treasure on them, and they're kind of like flying through the.
I'll be honest, fuck, I can't even remember if it's actually related to. I don't think it is. I think so. What happened? I played Uncharted 4 last January. Now, I see when I played Uncharted 4, came out 2015. Actually, maybe 20. Yeah, it was 2016, I think, because it was before my first child was born. And I was like, it's good. 8 out of 10. See, when I replayed it on PS5, made 120 hertz. I was like, holy fuck, this game is amazing. Are you playing it on easy as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what something I would always recommend with Uncharted games is the gunplay is probably the most least fun thing because you run into a well set area and it's just shooty. I just love the jumping about, mate, and just being a wee adventure man. So easy.
You know what? See, I was worried about going into the Uncharted games because I know the story was going to be really good, but it was the gameplay that I was more concerned about. But the gameplay is so much better than The Last of Us. The shooting's better than The Last of Us, and the movement and everything.
I know really about and climbing. I don't even think the one you're on. There is some nice climbing set pieces where you're climbing on big.
Yeah, there was
statues and stuff.
A couple of towers and things like that reminded me like old school Assassin's Creed.
Is he back? Oh, he's back. Brett just had a wank.
Do you know what was there? Because I took my Ethernet cable out from a PlayStation. I forgot to plug it back in, and then someone just went funny there, and I was like, right. But sorry, boys. I take it you carried on anyway.
Yeah, we were talking away about it. So see with Uncharted, see the running about bit of it, and just the fucking climbing and all. Do you not find it really, really fun?
See,
I enjoyed it.
I really liked it. But the thing about Uncharted is they put so much detail in the characters and stuff that they kind of let it a bit loose with other parts of it, which I think takes away from the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So like climbing's good, but I feel like they should have made it harder as it went on because like all you do is look around for these wee white patches, if you know what I mean. Whereas I like, what was it? Is it Tomb Raider that's quite hard in terms of like, you know, finding stuff
in a way.
Yeah,
I have a point to make, by the way, so carry on.
But yeah, put it this way: the gameplay is fantastic. It's just very. I feel it's a bit laggy is the best term for me. Whenever I was playing it for hours, I feel like I could move quicker, but the game wouldn't let me move quicker. Right. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it's like an animation delay, basically, because
yeah. So, and then trying to get used to the fucking reload because you're used to playing COD. Fuck's sake, it's so annoying.
To see your point on, I wish the climbing was harder. Go play Uncharted 1, mate, because that's why they made it fucking easier. There were complaints from it being too hard. But you didn't know where to go. You're sitting going, I'm fucking jumping against the wall here for 10 minutes. And it's like, oh, here it is where it's supposed to go. So what they done in Uncharted 2, and bear in mind, there wasn't much games even doing this at this stage. They started like putting kind of, you'll see everyone do it now, fucking skid marks down a wall if we yellow marks and brown marks. Go here. So that's, they actually had to do that because people are retards.
I like the part there was maybe I think in the whole game there was 2 occasions where I was like, where the fuck did I go? And I pressed up. I love that where it gives you after a certain time going, you know what, you're being a dickhead, just press up and I'll tell you what to do. There was this one point where I jumped into the water. It was near the end and jumped in the water and I was like, I can't climb up any of these walls. I literally ran to all of them. And then it says, there's an underground passage. I'm like, you bastards. But
I actually had that. I was so I am a bit of a trophy hunter and stuff. So there's this part where you get to in Lost Legacy, and it's not really spoilers or anything, but these like medallions, and then you find them all scattered around the map, and then it unlocks something. There was one I got to, and it was similar to like I was going across like shallow water, and I was at the right location. There was like a small square, hidden that I could actually swim underneath, and it took me about 10 minutes to figure it out.
Nice. Put it this way, it's in my probably top 5 games so far.
Yeah.
I say that. God of War is up there.
It's better than God of War, in my opinion.
Yeah. The gameplay is way better than God of War, 100%. You know what? God of War was too easy. Way too easy. I had to go back and put it on a hard difficulty in God of War because I was like, is that it over? You know, I got to the end. I was like, is that it done? But with this, I was like, I want more.
Yeah.
Even when I completed it, like at the very end, if whenever you do the main challenge at the end, I was like, is this it? Because you want more. Do you know what I mean? It
Fucking
was
fantastic. Unreal,
yeah.
mate. 10 out of 10. Like, and that's what I mean. That's what Xbox is missing. See all these games, and they're good games, but they're not. It's just like, it's like fucking Premier League compared to fucking not even the Championship. What's a League One? Is it before
Northern Ireland League?
I fucking Northern Ireland fucking league. Not to
But-
hurt your feelings, Bobby, but it is the truth at the moment.
Listen, I says whenever I stuck on Ragnarok, I got the first hour into the bit, the good bit at the start, and I text you straight away. I was like, "Fucking Sony games are different gravy." Like.
It is. It's the only one that can compete is like off Rockstar or Red Dead, and I would love, mate. See if fucking Xbox did put stuff out like that, I'd be fucking loving life because it's just better for us. Do you know what I mean? I'm not one of these guys who hope the fucking death of Microsoft. I'm playing my Xbox a lot, like, but no, I'm glad you're playing it. So what's next for you? Obviously it's Bobby's topic here, but you're playing Uncharted 4. You've just beat it. What's next, Brett?
I'm probably going to do the Lost Legacy just to see what it's like.
1, 2, 3, 60 FPS. We're playing.
Ready to fall in love.
You could skip.
saying.
I've really fallen in love, mate. Honestly, you see when you play, I think it's 4 longer than the Lost Legacy.
Yeah. Lost Legacy about 7 hours, Bobby. Well, you've played a lot of different stuff, but I about 7 hours.
Yeah, see, I've done a lot of the fucking
Your trophy
treasure hunting and all.
yeah. I see. I like throughout the game, you do find the treasure and stuff, and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not going looking for it." I think I got like 27 out of something. But yeah. Do you know what's actually really good in it? There's a part in it. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a game. What game?
I know what you're on about.
A mission where you jump onto cars and you shoot obviously the enemy, and the way you jump from the cars and
Oh, I know
stuff
about.
is fucking class because you're going through like it reminds me like a favela kind of thing,
Yeah, I know.
and you're shooting the fucking bikes, and it's actually so good.
To set pieces, they're all. That's the way Uncharted games are, mate. The voice. That's where they started hitting different. People were like the Uncharted 2, for example. Not to spoil much, it's fucking 12 years old. It starts and you wake up and you're on a fucking train that's hanging off a cliff, and you're climbing up it while it's going down the cliff. Like it's kind of big set pieces.
So Bobby, I'm going to spoil this because this bit is just fucking epic. Because it's PlayStation, right? At the start, you come in, you sit with your wife.
You're gonna ruin him. You're gonna ruin him by telling him this.
No, I'm not. It's brilliant.
I think you should tell him.
Hold on. What I'll do is I'll take my thing off,
Right.
and then just put your thumbs up.
Okay. So at the start, all of a sudden, you see the fucking PlayStation 1 appear.
Yeah.
And then you're like, can you beat my high score? And you could do the dishes. And he starts playing Crash Bandicoot. And I'm like, this is fucking unreal. But yeah, all good.
There you go.
So sorry, Bobby, but you heard it?
I must have my headset up too. So spoilers.
This is what I meant last week when I was like, I don't get why you aren't playing these games that are touted to be like 10 out of 10s because these types of games.
For anybody who's just listening, Bobby took his headphones off there so we didn't spoil it. But unfortunately, his headphones are so fucking loud he heard it.
Are you upset, Bobby, by that realization of what may happen? What offense occur?
I want to play it now.
Well, do you know what? You're lucky, Bobby. You get to play it twice.
There you are.
So
fantastic.
Moving on. I can see here we've all been watching different things. I'm actually going to start with Niall because his is pretty. Well, let's say guilty pleasures that me and Bobby both discussed that we are not interested in. Just for the people listening, our partners all watch this. So I remember telling Niall and Bobby that Carrie Ann has been watching Grey's Anatomy and for so long. Bobby then let me know that there's a spin-off series of it, and Carrie Ann has also started watching that. And then Niall, what has Niall started doing?
I've started Grey's Anatomy. Do you know what? It's fucking perfect show for me. You know why? Because I fucking love watching 24 hours in A&E and all this here. And it's
do you know what you love watching? You love people having sex because the next fucking thing in your topic list is relative to it. So you just love people chatting shit, slamming each other, and just having sex. That's what you love.
I was exposed to sex at a young age, not by a family member.
That's definitely Catholic coming out in you.
Look, he was a lovely priest. No, look, it's not for the sex, man. I've always loved a good chick flick, right? I don't know if that makes me gay or what, but you know what? She's All That 90s film, lethal. Used to watch
Hold on a
fucking.
minute, wait. You just said if that makes you gay. You question your sexuality and you have a wife.
Never know, mate. No, but
Want to make this the topic of the show? We'll maybe discuss it with further.
well, sexuality. No, but like I love just cheesy fucking things. Now, Grey's Anatomy isn't really for women, I would say anyway. It's a bit probably more for women than it is for men. But I like the hospital aspect. Like I'm sitting there for the surgeries, not for the sex, okay? So hashtag there for the surgeries. But anyway, so I've been watching that. It's very good. I don't know. What do you guys like in terms of watching things? Because I'm watching it with Lindsay, and anytime there's like a surgery going on and it shows you like a fake fucking biopsy, she's turning and I'm sitting loving it. Would you be have like a soft stomach? Would you be like, oh, are you all right? To
I
watch
would
that
be
sort of
turning.
stuff?
I would be turning.
No,
Real-
it's
real
Remember
life-
Saw and all?
Real,
Real
Oh, I
life,
love
more
that.
more
I love
so
that.
real life stuff.
Yeah.
I would definitely turn because I know it's 100% real.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
the same. Like, see at the
no.
minute. See at the minute we're changed. She's now on like we've got the weighing on like baby rice and baby banana porridge. So she's shitting a lot
that's
more.
rough.
Oh
And
yeah.
holy fuck, right? I see. Since I've lived with Carrie Ann, she is the loudest person at being sick. It's like,
Lindsay's like that.
and
Trust me.
honestly, I used to have a strong stomach. See now, I can't do it. And see smells. I like one time our dog was sick after eating its own shit. I heaved. I couldn't do it. So now with a strong smell, like real life stuff, no, I have a weak stomach. But I can watch TV. I can watch Saw. I love Saw. By the way,
Aye.
I think it's one of my favorite films. Like all that kind of stuff.
It's not a
I
good
love
film though, but it's
it.
a.
Want to play the game?
Oh yeah, it's the fucking hell.
Like
You
Triple
love
H.
it.
Motorhead.
There you are. Want to play the game?
I actually watched all the Saw movies there. I think it was last year. Me and her done the whole marathon of them all. That was my first time actually sitting through them all.
What do you
It's
think?
rough. Well,
Yeah, it's
I liked
rough.
them. I enjoyed them.
I like the brain part. You know where he's like cutting into the
And,
skull
yeah.
number. And he's like,
Fucking rough.
Sorry,
Like some of it is
just
rough.
rotating back to Uncharted. You know what I like about it is the puzzles. Like the puzzles are very, very good.
yeah.
You know, they're not hard. They're not too hard where you're like, what the fuck? But they actually have to make you think. And that's what I like about Saw, because their puzzles are very, good in terms of how to do stuff. So yeah, just to add that in there.
What would you do, Brad, if you woke up and you were like in a wee and it was like, do you want to play a game?
I'd be like, motherfucker.
What puzzle would you have if you had to pick any of the Saw puzzles? Okay, that you can remember. What one would you choose to get out of? Now to refresh
Ooh.
your memories, there is the one
No,
where he has to
I
crawl through
I
barbed
think of a
wire.
load. I think I'll be okay. The one I thought you were going to say what one would you avoid?
The
And it'd
bird
be
trap.
fucking needles. The needles.
What about the bird trap?
Bear trap be all right.
Comes up
I think
there,
I'm strong
pops
enough.
ahead.
Hang on, more strong enough to open up a bear trap.
Saw 2, there's one where it's like there's little sharp triangles that if you put your hand through and
Yeah, you
upwards,
can't get out.
it'll not hurt,
Yeah.
but when you get it down, it's going to tear off your hand basically.
Sure, just be smart and get like a bottle and put the bottle up and just wiggle it around. Your hand comes back out. Like, see, that's the thing in some of the Saw stuff. Like, the people are just dumb movie actors. Obviously, like, the typical blonde girl who gets a phone call, there's a killer in the house. Yeah, I'll run upstairs, then run out the front door. But like, it's that you just use your brain. Some of them you could go out, but
What would you do with the needles? What would you be workaround for that? Big pitted needles.
I wouldn't do it. I'd be fucked.
Grab a mattress, wrap around you. Well, how skinny mattress and just fucking.
A skinny mattress.
I don't know why you're supposed to get your hands through the fucking thing. Like,
No, I don't know.
So
What would be-
anyway,
what would
go
you
ahead,
say would
sorry.
be your
I don't know. I'd just rather just cut something off, something easy.
what?
if you had to cut off a part of your body, what would it be?
Probably my legs, because then I could get like DLA and stuff, and then I wouldn't have to work anymore.
Not your ear or something.
No.
Finger.
For all the American people speaking DLA is one of
I
the
wouldn't get
biggest
rid of my
things in
fingers.
Belfast.
Was playing my games
Gaming.
and stuff, so I'd be
Yeah.
fucked.
So Bobby, right? You lose your penis, or you lose your
Right,
hands, and you'll never be able to play games again.
No, his penis is gone.
We can get accessibility
It's
controller.
gone. It's gone. Like, no, I'm not sitting there like fucking.
Kieran.
Hi, Kieran. Just with the one hand sitting tapping the fucking thing.
For anyone knows, Kieran is a friend of ours who had to go through hand surgery. He will be on the Ready Up podcast this week if you want to watch that. I don't think we should cut that. I think that's good. In good jest. At the end of the day, the surgery went well. Surgery, like there is in obviously Grey's Anatomy, which was what we were originally talking about.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck me.
All right. Rotating back. Yeah. Anything else you're watching now?
One Tree Hill. Great show.
That's
Brett,
right.
have any of you watched One Tree Hill? What about the
Is it
OC?
not? Is it? I remember it. Like this is when you say One Tree Hill. It reminded me back to my cousin, who's a female, by the way. And this
I
is
thought you were going
back
to say
when I was
Finian. I
like,
was like, you cheeky bastard.
back when I was
Finian
like 12, 13, so she must have been about 14, 15 watching it. So is it not like for like actual teenage girls, mate?
Yeah, to be honest, it is kind of, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's just
100%.
cheesy
I remember in
shit.
school, like everybody watching it. It was all the girls,
Yeah.
and then you had like one guy who ended up actually being gay. So
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew?
no, not him. Do you know how many
Niall
like,
Reynolds.
actual gay people we had in our year? There's loads of them.
Are you outing them on the podcast?
Good.
The outcast? Fuck.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck. I just said the
there's fucking lots of them. Like
We can
they're
talk about that
everywhere.
after. Oh my god. There's nothing wrong with being gay, guys.
no, there's not. It's just if you, it's not for me.
No, there's
Not
nothing.
for me. Like
Well, at the end of the day, if you're gay, you're gay.
Oh fuck.
Cut.
Right,
What
anyway,
time's that?
Moving on to
What time are we
Niall's.
on here? 22.
We've all been looking forward to Niall's year in review. Patiently waiting. Bobby, I've skipped you for a reason because we've all been watching the certain show, so we're all gonna talk about it. It's just I want to get Niall's year in review of a special site. Dum, 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 tsh. What I
Is that
said?
the theme song? Theme song? Yeah, so the year in review is in relation to one of the best websites in the world, Pornhub's 2022 year in review. So, what it's broken down by is 4 categories: Gen Z, ages 18 to 24, Gen Y, ages 25 to 34, Gen X, 35 to 54, and Boomers 55 plus. So, I'm going to play a game with you. It tells you which is the most popular category at each person or age, each gen. So Gen Z, we'll start off with her. If you had to guess, and I know I did send this to you, so I'm guessing you just looked at it, but you probably don't remember. Gen Z's ages 18 to 24. The most popular category is threesome. What's your thoughts?
I'm surprised.
Why are you surprised?
I thought it'd be like fucking something to do with gender or something.
Sharon's current gender, I think, is no gender's actually
So
not
that's
in
like that's not like sort of like they identify it as gender people.
it. I don't know.
What? What?
You know, all them people identify as other ones.
LGBTQs.
No, it's the
Wow.
non-binary stuff.
Oh,
It's
them
just
ones.
like a collection name for them all.
Non-binary.
Yeah.
Aye, well, they're even worse.
I'm surprised there's not a non-binary category. No, so
That's
threesome.
we can say this kind of stuff because it's our opinion and it's technically it's a fact. Like
What,
you're born a
non-binary?
male or you're born a female.
Oh,
There's
God.
no non-binary. You can't just wait. Well, what's his gender? Oh, he hasn't decided yet.
I've heard of
I've
people,
actually-
Hasn't
people
decided
calling
yet.
babies babies.
Yeah, I
So
actually I
stupid.
think you seen that on TikTok the other day. I watched that too. Piers Morgan ripped
awful.
into somebody about it.
Look, each their own. Doesn't affect us. We move on. If they want to do that, they want to do that.
I,
the rest
I
of
was I was surprised it was threesomes. I thought it would be something along the lines of like, hold on, there was one transgender stuff. I thought it'd be along
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
That's what I meant. Like all that gender kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
So you think it's like
Trans and
what girl,
species
girl,
and
male, female, male. Well, you have to understand. So it doesn't really specify that much. Okay. Next up, and actually, I'm gonna test this because I was I had a virtual reality headset and was told to try this virtual reality porn. Have you any of you given it a whirl yet?
No.
Well, my
I'll
big
be
mate
honest.
has.
I'm waiting for, I'm waiting for,
Tell
waiting
them
for
the
you
story.
to tell us
Tell them the
about it.
story, Bobby.
He's big. Well, he was big into it. He's not big into it anymore.
The fucking sport. He's a fucking wanker. Big
Long
wanker.
story short, he had the whole VR headset, the whole works and all. He says like all the teddies and all will come right at the face, and then he'd be like with a headset on, just trying to
By the way,
like.
for anybody
tongue out.
listening, Bobby just stuck the tongue out.
And he got this machine, and it was like maybe about that size,
So
right? And
describe the size because we get a lot more listeners than watchers. to
Eyes
be
a
fair.
double
it's
D.
about the size of a head,
Right.
like a normal human head. So it was this contraption, and then you stick all the flashlights in it, so whatever you want. If you want a fanny or you want a bum hole,
Sounds like a fucking saw fucking puzzle.
it is. So like you put it in, and then you set the device on you, and then you press play or whatever, press the on button, and it'll just pump away while you're
Oh, hold
watching
on.
with the VR.
I've seen this. If anybody's seen the Sidemen where they buy stuff for Christmas, it's called a cock milker. I'm very sure this is it.
Oh my
It
god.
might be something like that. I don't know the name for it, but you can actually match it to the rhythm of of what's happening in the VR
Oh.
as well. So he was into that for a while.
So do you want to tell them the
What
other
do
part
you
of the
do?
story, Bobby?
Did they sell it on
What was the
second hand
other
or
one?
something?
Oh no, this is exactly it. So it was a Quest 1. He didn't sell it on second hand.
Oh, he gave it to me.
What?
It was the Quest 1. I gave it to me. I cleaned it like a fucking decent pint of it.
I wouldn't have accepted it. I mean, no way.
You're
No way.
It was a free Quest 1. So I wasn't going to say no.
I don't know. Would anyone ever want
Did you-
a cock
did you
with
put
the
your
Quest
He
1?
cleaned it. He cleaned it.
Oh, he cleaned it all
and,
right.
then I cleaned it as well after himself. The like antibacterial stuff now.
He fucking licked it clean with it dirty.
Oh fuck me, Jesus
But yeah,
Christ.
that's the kind of things you can get now.
That's
I don't
mental.
think, I
No,
actually don't
I'm
think it's
happy.
fair. Boys get looked down. Like boys can't have sex toys, but girls are allowed dildos. If I want to have a flashlight, I'm gonna fucking buy a flashlight. But I fucking fair play him. That's it. He's single and he's 30. I'd be doing the same, would you not?
No.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of effort.
I know, just for a
Perfect.
wink.
It's all that preparation and then stick it on and then a minute later it's all done.
He's not lighting candles or anything, is he? Setting the mood.
I don't know, maybe special occasions or something, maybe his birthday.
Okay.
Like, hold on. Like, imagine he did bring a girl home and she goes, "Oh, what's this? Is this VR thing?" And she goes, "I know. What's this?"
Here, do you want to see my fucking cock milker? Wait there 1 second.
Oh,
Anyway, next up, cosplay. Don't know if I'm surprised by this. All those
I'm not
fucking
surprised at all.
These
you know what?
e-girls.
I thought cosplay would have been a bit for the older ones because I guess more like I think of our generation maybe a bit more cosplay because of all the stuff, like all the good, like kind of anime back in the
Maybe.
day compared to now.
Can I just say, once we get into boomers, I showed this to Lindsay and she was saying, "Oh," at the start, and then it just got weird. So, anyway, cosplay. Now, this is where it gets not strange, but they are a weird age. So, cartoon followed by uncensored hentai. I thought hentai was uncensored. So, anyway,
And hentai is different than cartoon though, isn't it?
yeah. So, cartoon be like Marge Simpson fucking banging Homer. I've seen that one when I was a
Hentai
kid.
is more Japanese.
Anyway, vertical video. That would be TikTok kind of thing, I would say then.
Just basically like home kind of movie style.
Vertical
the
video
phone?
would say to me that it's a TikTok.
I would say yeah, it's more this side instead of this side.
Yeah, so they're kind of they're
Yeah.
getting lazy.
So-
These fucking 15-year-olds, aren't they? Or 18?
But to be fair, I think see if I'm not saying what I do, but like I think I'd rather have a vertical video just for ease of scrolling.
Maybe
Like,
you're
I
some of
don't know.
those fucking.
I don't know what we use, but like I do fancy and I scroll. It take especially what's for the people listening. I was just showing the picture of the what is it, the year review. Clicked off, and then there's just a nice face on my screen.
That's Bobby when he
Yes,
watches his fucking vertical videos. Anyway,
Yeah, moving on.
next up, scissoring.
Don't see the point in it.
Yeah, not really for me. Girl
The
on
only
girl.
real like thing I've seen about scissoring is on South Park. Mr.
Scissor me.
Garrison gets the sex change
Yeah.
and he gets scissors.
Finally,
Fine, what's
role
up?
play. There you go. Bit of role
I
play.
thought that would be higher. Like
Yeah, moving on to Gen Y, which is actually what we are. I wouldn't have thought. So I'm 30 years old. Bobby's 31, Bobby. Brett,
Mhm.
you're 29.
you.
There we are. 31, 30, 29. Top of the charts. And I'll be honest, this is not something I would search out.
Nah.
Bit of Asian porn. I don't know. They sound like they're in pain half the time.
They're always hairy as fuck.
Do you know
her-
also they always make the same fucking noise all the
Aye.
time, but it's fucking annoying.
It's basically rape, you fucking perverts, when you hear them. They're fucking half of them probably bought anyway.
Can we
Anyway.
also just say we've also just tried it, but we don't like it.
Yeah, but here you gotta kind of try things and just see. Maybe you haven't found the perfect mix. Next up, threesome. And then the American Pie Stifler's mum comes out in all of us. So we bit of milk. Mum might like to fuck. No, I don't know. Like this is the thing. You don't really know people. This, I'll be honest, it does not do me.
No, it's not me. It's
What about you,
Bogan.
Bobby?
Feet.
No, not a mission.
No.
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 No,
not for me.
also I think PC like I only know one person that's attracted to feet, and he's your manager, by the way, now. And
Oh really?
you can 100% you can say to him, and he'll say yes because
Oh.
he was a fucking weirdo about it. I remember he sat beside me.
I'm
this
not
new girl-
surprised.
This new girl walked in, and he goes, "Look at her," and you do. You look at him. He's looking down, and like, wait, he goes,
Jesus.
it's her feet. And honestly, he creeps so many people out because of it. But honestly, if you say to him, I could ring him right now and ask him, "What's your fetish?" and he'd say it. But
Weird.
no,
Well, there you
not for me.
are. Maybe he's added
Joy,
to the 50% of visits there.
He's
this year.
older. He's fucking Gen X, the dirty bastard.
Oh, is he? I thought he was
I
our
think-
age. Fair enough.
No, he's not. He's older.
Virtual reality. And then actually, fair enough, Bobby. This is maybe what you would expect the younger ones. Maybe weird to blame. Transgender. It's us.
Weird.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
There's
Big
too
one for
many of
me.
them gender things now.
to each their
Yeah.
own. To each their own. Well, not at the end of the day, we don't judge. So if you listen and you are transgender, fair play to you. Do what you fucking want to do. Up or out. Anyway, moving on.
Dick or Johnny with funny.
There you go.
Yeah.
Peace days. Next up, tattooed women. Never searched this in my life either.
No.
Doesn't do it for me.
Oh, for the people just listening, there is a rocking head here coming from our Mr. Bobby.
I like tattoos.
Wait there.
Obviously.
Have you ever physically typed in tattooed women?
No.
Okay. So you're not adding that, but maybe you are watching some
No.
of the categories anyway. And then finally, FFM, female, female, male. Okay.
So I don't understand that, right? So what's the difference in threesome and FFM?
Threesome would be man, female, male. Man, female, male. Could be
So
man.
why does it not just say like MMF or
Emma,
is it, can a threesome not be 3 females, 3 males, or
Could be.
you know? Just,
could be fucking animals if some of the porn you come across sometimes when your mates send you in.
sorry to interrupt, but any of you remember the site eFucked?
Yes. It was all like the porn
Oh
bloopers, wasn't
my!
it?
Oh no, it's all like the fucked up stuff, but yeah, but like blooper stuff.
Ah, the bloopers
Oh
was
my
great. They were all like
I
$12,000.
Another
love-
website. What was
Loved it.
the other website?
Loved
There was another
Steak
website
and
back
cheese?
when we were. No.
Listen now knows all of them, fuck's sake.
I could tell you some stories about me getting my first computer.
I
I
can't
had
remember.
older brothers. Ask my friend. My brothers must have set my wallpaper to naked Britney Spears. That was not Britney Spears. Little 7-year-old Nell fucking moving the computer, and there you are. Fucking hell. Mate, that's what I mean. I was
Oh, dude.
exposed to fucking all this really young fucking brothers. No, but we grew up with American Pie on TV and everything, sneaking to watch that. Different generation.
Yeah.
Moving on, Gen X, 35 to 54. First up, do you know what? I wouldn't search it out, but props to them. Cream pie.
Do you know what it is? See this stuff here, and I would say compared to Gen Y, apart from 3 of them, is probably what's on. Like, if I go on Pornhub right now, they would be the ones that are on my like homepage, if you want to call it. By the way, for everybody listening, I do not use my own browser. You have to go incognito for that stuff, so they don't track you. But I think Gen X is better than Gen Y.
Yeah. Well, I know some of the more obscure topics just because I Googled them and I just knew them from being around. So, cream pie, MILF, scissoring again, we've got transgender. New topic added in, bit of fisting. Wouldn't search that out myself.
Weird, isn't that?
Now,
Do you know what? It reminds me of eFucked. I just remember the guy like punched her like fuck.
punching the ovaries.
Rotten.com. That was it.
I remember that was
Ah,
for
yes.
childhood fucking beheadings and shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where I actually got my kick out of Grey's Anatomy. There's none of that about anymore, so you have to rely on a bit of Grey's. Foyer. Do you know what foyer porn is?
Is
Had
it
to
just
Google
like cucks, isn't it?
I don't know if it's cucks or it's you masturbate in front of me and I watch or things, but yeah, pretty much. I'm guessing
You
it's
masturbate in front of
and I watch kind of thing. Not
That's
you
good, yeah.
guys. Not using.
me.
That'd be a bit weird. And then BBW. So there's a bit of a disagreement on this. I believe it is big breasted women, but I
Yeah.
know that
I
some
was
people
going to
think
say
big black women.
Black Willy. Oh, I was going to say
BBC.
Big Black Willy.
Yeah.
BBC.
No. And then finally here, this one, bukkake. Who knows what bukkake is?
Everybody knows what bukkake is.
Yeah, Bobby.
I know it from a song. That's it.
You basically all
It's,
It's about 7 or 8. It's as many guys as possible and one girl, and they just come over.
Yeah.
Oh, aye, that's what it is. Because there's a song called Bukkake Tears. Steel Panther.
So moving on, boomers
Right.
55 plus. Now these guys are fucking weirdos. So these nice old men saying Heidi and stuff on the street, girls, just know that they are pure fucking weird and filth. More like that guy, Beauty Beyond the Eye on TikTok, if you know him. Anyway, first up, hand job. Who the fuck would search for hand job porn?
This is a good old fashioned.
Who would want to
I'm
watch a man get a hand job?
It's people, it's their men
Oh,
aren't
man.
getting them, so they want to know what it's
Yeah.
like again.
Fuck me. Weird. Mature.
That's just
Okay.
standard bread and butter for them, is that?
Mature. It's fair enough. Then Lindsay thought that was sad, and also the fact that it says babe.
Babe.
Like babe. The pig.
Yeah.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. Animal porn they're all into. Vintage. So people are reckon getting their wee 70s porn on the go. Did you ever watch fucking 70s porn and stuff? Ever see it?
I see what you said. You were exposed from a young age. Like I remember, I hung about with older people when I was younger.
How fucking old were they? 55 plus. He was giving you a hand job and then asking you for some.
This is back in the day. I guess when I was, like you said, maybe 7 or 8. I was hanging about with like teenagers, and they stuck on this. They called it a blue. Was it a blue moon tape?
Blue movie.
Blue movie tape, and that's what that. When I think of vintage, it reminds me of that, where it's like shit quality, and it's like old girls with like big perms and shit.
Yeah, bushes. Yeah. So yeah, vintage. Then the next one is it's where you get a bit weird. If it's explicitly small tits. Small tits.
Each their own.
I wouldn't search
Not
it.
saying I search it. I'm just saying like I wouldn't search big tits, but I wouldn't search small tits either.
Yeah.
So
No, just normal size ones.
Yeah.
but I wouldn't search. You wouldn't search because you see them in all porns anyway. So it's
Well, these guys are specifically looking them out. And then it gets still a wee bit weird. Pissing.
Oh, here, hold on.
That's
So I'm
dirty.
thinking. See the boomers. It's definitely pedophilia, right? Babe and small tits.
Yeah.
I think that's just. It's like young.
Bit noncy, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's
Well,
what I read from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nonce cunts. Stop searching for small tits. Well, they did search for
Interesting.
matures as well, so you don't get mature children. Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Niall, taking a hold there, mate.
I'm not the one searching
She
it.
was a mature child.
You ever watch To Catch a Predator? Chris Hansen makes all the pedos like take a seat. He walks in, he's like, take a seat. He set them up. Fair play to you. Stop being nonsense and stop searching for fucking small tits. It's weird. Pissing. R.
That's
Kelly.
disgusting.
This is R. Kelly's fucking search history by the looks of things.
I know, anal and casting.
Yeah, anal next and then casting. So casting, what's that? Like casting couch?
I actually have. See if I take a picture of this sofa here. It's a proper casting couch lookalike.
Oh my god. That is probably the best one ever. Is Backroom Casting. Funny as fuck. That's been around for a good lot of years. But there you have it, guys. That is the top categories by generation.
Just another side note for everybody listening, just to let you know, every fucking hand that you touch or shake has touched a dick in its life. And every girl, probably most guys in this day and age, have also had a dick in their mouth. Just let you know.
Most guys.
So when you're on,
I haven't.
no, I haven't. But I'm just
Alright.
saying that
You said
in
most.
this day and age.
Brett, there you go. No, well, that's the crack there. Brett's had a will in his mouth. So that's that. Just
Just
over.
for the notes, no, I haven't. No, I haven't.
There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong.
Definitely not.
And you know what? See if you are one of the ones who do have a willy in your mouth or don't have a willy in your mouth. Think about- Think about getting one in your mouth because if you want to, why not?
Now I was about to say it
2023.
feels good there. Did you see that?
Didn't say it feels good. Feels good for the meal, I'm guessing.
You're guessing? What do you mean you're guessing? Do you not fucking know?
I do know. I don't know why I don't know why I'm playing coy here. I'm sitting reading stuff and talking, but yes. Next up,
Niall's
that's
pretty
me.
much saying that he's had a dick in his mouth and it feels good, and he likes receiving, not giving.
If you could suck your own, Wilbert, would you just do it?
No fucking chance, man.
No. He would, wouldn't he?
Maybe I fucking put my toe in my mouth, never mind my rope.
I know you probably tried it. Hold on.
No, I wouldn't be able to do
have
that.
have you tried?
No. Maybe when I was younger, I probably tried to give it a go, but nah. I don't think I could, mate. I've a big gut in front of me. But remember the whole thing about Marilyn Manson getting 2 ribs removed?
By the balls.
If you did,
By the
fair
balls.
play. You know what? There you go.
I still don't think I could reach down if it was 2 ribs
Oh,
out.
I found something even better, and I'll go through this quickly. The most searched movies and characters on Pornhub. Top searched female character, movie character, and give you a wee hint, comic book character. Who do you think she is?
Oh, Wonder Woman.
Second, Harley Quinn was
Quinn.
number 1. There you are. You got it, Bobby.
Harley Quinn.
Third, oh my god, and this may have been Brett, by the way, guys. Harry Potter.
Hermione.
Oh, right, Ron, you fucking mean. Yeah, and then it goes
So-
Star Wars, Black Widow, Spider-Man, Avengers, The Incredibles, Princess Leia, Catwoman, Batman. Weird one there. Elastigirl. That's a child, is it not?
No, it's the
No,
mum
that's
of The Incredibles.
Incredibles.
Okay. Hotel Transylvania, Deadpool, Captain Marvel,
Oh,
Power Rangers.
Hotel Transylvania. What the
That's
fuck?
a weird one.
That's a weird one. Power Rangers. There was some good looking Power Rangers girls.
Pink Power
Ghostbusters.
Ranger.
Weird one. Joker, Batgirl, Superman, Captain America, and finally the weird, really weird one is Free Guy, which is Ryan Reynolds in the movie. Weird. There you go.
Right. So thanks very much for that. Now that was a very interesting topic that we all learned about you and your dick sucking capabilities. Now we're going to move on to something we've all been watching. I'm going to let Bobby take the lead in this because I think it was him that actually brought it to our attention.
Right. So basically, Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix. There's this guy called Graham Hancock, I want to say his name is.
Correct.
And he believes that there was civilization. What's the word? Advanced civilization before history notes down that there is. So he's saying at the end of the last ice age that there was advanced civilization, and by advanced he doesn't mean like run about with their fucking mobiles and all that. He means they can build temples and they can farm and all that kind of stuff.
They weren't just
basically-
basic gatherers.
yeah, they weren't just hunter gatherers that archaeologists in history have down as that's all there was at that time. So he goes around to all these different ancient sites, and it's stuff that's been dated to be as old as the start of the ice age, or the end of the last ice age. But judging by history, should not be there.
Yeah.
And the strange thing is that the archaeologists, I said it right, won't investigate it further after he's proven, and it's been like, I think it's carbon dated, is what they call it. When I think they must test like the minerals or something like that, and that's how they can tell the date of it. They're refusing to investigate it further. So now you've watched a couple, or
I think only two, like, I'll be honest. I haven't done too much.
and then Brett, you're like 7. You're one left.
Yeah, like, do you know what? See the last one there now, not to spoil it. He goes to a place in America and they don't let him in. That straight away was like, why? You know what I mean?
What is
He's
his
a
history, though?
journalist.
Because I know that he's done stuff in the past. Is he just kind of outed by all the archaeologists that he's just full of shit, or what?
He's pretty much outed because he thinks he's just giving them another theory, really, and they don't want to believe it because of all the history that they've got, all like the evidence that they've got.
Like me last week with the mindset, and I was outed.
Yeah. What they've got.
so
So if you go on the Wikipedia, this is how they describe him, and this is kind of the best way to put it. So Graham Hancock is a British writer who promotes pseudoscientific, right? And he doesn't like that because pseudoscience consists of statements of beliefs or practices that claim to be both scientific and factual, but are incompatible with the scientific method, which is complete bullshit because everything he's shown us on this like documentary series is scientific. Yes, he does. Like, you know what the thing about it is? He's very like well spoken on how he says it. This is the facts, but my theory is. So that's how everything he does is, this is what we found, but this is what I believe in. And like, one of the things for me, as soon as I think it was after the 3rd episode, where everything just seemed to click, where all 3 things done the exact same thing. So not to spoil it for people, but there's all these different sites across the world which all have the same pattern of what they're actually there for. And they have other scientists coming in from their specific field to go, for example, it's all to do with stars and astronomy. These temples all face the rising of the sun in the winter solstice and the summer solstice. I think I'm saying that right.
Solstice.
And so what? Solstice. There we go. So they all match that. And then they're able to date back using like Sky Scanner, or Sky Tracker, where you can see the stars, not the flights. It's pretty much a Sky Scanner, fuck's sake. But they go back in time and they can see that the stars have moved, say, a couple of degrees this way. And all these temples and all these mounds and stuff all are exactly the same in terms of how they've been built facing the summer and winter solstice, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
There was one of the locations, I want to say it was Malta, and there was all these wee ones scattered across like the whole island.
Island, yeah,
and
yeah,
they were dated. It's all completely different.
different,
So they were
yeah,
all facing slightly different angles. But
yeah.
when they done the time back, it was all pointing to the exact same star
Star.
as what
It
it would
was
be.
what was that star? The dog star, I think it was called. Or I don't know. We'll just
See,
dog
there's too
star.
much similarities, and
Sirius the dog star. Yeah.
yeah. What I did see, by the way, and I thought this was fucking class, is like these people have been building this for like 1600 years. Like, do you ever hear that? I think this term is would you plant a seed or for a tree that won't be there when it grows, or you won't be there when it grows? Like, these people are doing stuff that they'll never see the end of. Fuck that. I am a lazy cunt. Would you ever want to start building something that you'll never see the completion of?
But the thing is, though, that's not the story.
I know I'm
You
only two
need to
episodes
watch
in.
more. Yeah, like one of them is that the thing for me is see how all these different cultures have all these different beliefs, but they all have the same kind of figure and the same animal throughout the world.
Right?
So for me,
So
so what it is, it's a bearded person in a robe and to do with a snake. That's it throughout
and they
the whole.
come after a flood.
Yeah, so it's after what do they call it? Dre. So it's literally after the.
With Noah's Ark, is that about that? Is that kind of relating to the Ice
It's in
Age?
it. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh.
our culture. That's our culture. So we've been told there's a great flood and this guy saved everything. Same with like I want to call it like the Meso Africans or something. It's not like that.
Right?
Where they had the same thing where a guy came on a boat with a snake and shown them how to do stuff. It's very fucking. It just makes you think. You know
It's
what I mean? At the end of the
interesting.
day, is and like I love it. I really do because for me, we're going to talk about it anyway. There's something about the sky. There's something about these alien people that come who know more than the average person in that area and say, "Listen, this is what we need to do," and they've done it. Like the pyramids are literally a drop in the ocean compared to putting all this together. Like people think the pyramids, oh yeah, they line up with the earth and all. These fuckers are doing the same thing across the world. You know what I
Yeah, it
mean?
doesn't make
And
sense. There's something fucking
it's
sinister in there. Not sinister. It's just something fucking rat. It's mental.
it is sinister. There is sinister parts too because they did say there's parts of it where it's just you walk into and it's very eerie, like the snakehead thing. Up in Turkey, Bobby, that was creepy.
Oh yes, the one that's kind of coming out of the
Yeah, and the podiums in the
yeah.
middle. Yeah,
So
like
you'll find out in episode 8 what he thinks the
I
snake
never
means.
watched the rest of it because I didn't. I thought it was good, but I was like, okay, is this just where it's going?
really good.
But
It gets
No,
really
really
fucking like he
yeah.
goes. I don't really want to spoil too much of it because you haven't seen it, but
No, just go into it because I think this is right. Just for editing wise, I think these will be good things to like clip because
yeah, go on about it.
everybody's
Like
talking
I've
about
already
them.
heard about Atlantis or some shit that it's where maybe it gets
so
a bit far
the
fetched.
Atlantis thing, like what he says is, I'm not saying there was actually Atlantis, like it
Okay.
actually existed. But what he's saying is there could be an advanced civilization that maybe lived on a big city, and that's where all
flooded.
these travelers that have went after to each kind of civilization across the world have came from. So the interesting thing is, after the end of the Ice Age, like the Earth before that was completely different. So like obviously
Or under
everything
foot of
melted.
water. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know.
everything rose for so the whole fucking Earth changed. Like I think it was can't remember where it was, but do you remember the Bimini Road? It was
That's
underwater.
it. Yeah.
Oh,
Bimini Road, I'm looking at it. Yeah.
is it not a continent or something? Is that what I'm thinking
No,
about?
so
He said something about a
Where
continent.
you've got Florida here, and then you got Bahamas here.
Right, yeah.
And between it, there's a thing called the Bimini Road. Now,
Mhm.
people thought that was the road to Atlantis. He doesn't think that. He just thinks back in the day, before the waters rose, this all was one bit of land that they could have traveled across
Mhm, you got
to
one
reach
landmark.
certain parts of it.
Yeah.
Because the thing as well, like I love the history of the maps.
Mhm.
Like, see when he shows the maps, these
Crazy.
people said Antarctica didn't exist till like 1816 or 1815. But these maps were from older maps that people had compiled to make the new map.
Mhm.
And Antarctica was there and connected to the south of America. So it was. So before when the flood came, all separated and became obviously its own part. So, like, honestly, it was mind blowing. I loved it in terms of how he goes into it because he does give facts and he doesn't go, this is right, this is wrong. He goes, from what we found, see that Bimini Road thing, the archaeologists are saying, "Oh, it's natural."
It's natural,
They
yeah.
they went down under and they show you the camera that these big fucking 20-foot slabs by like 15 are being propped up by these tiny stones where they're all like level, which you can't do. And they said, if it is natural, where's the rest of it in the world? There's no other place in the world that does this.
Mm-hmm.
And also there was a couple other guys with them and they did a sonar test.
Yeah.
And the sonar test said if it's natural occurring, there is no natural 90-degree angles in the the earth, if you want to call it like man or not man made. This road goes down and turns and then splits into separate roads.
Yeah.
And they said like these roads have been split on purpose because you can see gaps between them. So it's definitely man made. Honestly, it just makes you think, and then yeah, Bobby, go on because you've wrote good notes about it.
Let's see, where are we?
Not to kind of interject too much, but just a very quick one. I did see where they were saying like it's not too hard to believe that there's going to be a more advanced civilization next to fucking hunter-gatherers, Neanderthals, because at the moment now there's fucking tribes going about who don't have a clue. There's people right now with big
ones
on.
In the Amazon forest and all, and in Africa that are obviously like way behind. They're just obviously that's their way, so they don't. Like us, so like it's not. I don't see why it's so hard for archaeologists to not even want to investigate. Surely, if that's what you do, that's your job. You want to investigate that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's weird. I wouldn't investigate it though. So what's the reason? What would be the reason? You guys are a bit suspicious. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Why would they not want us to know?
Aliens.
There was a part of it where, do you see it in your, I think it was episode 6 or 7, Bobby, where they shown in a certain part of, it was up in America, where they had the ice cliffs showing this is where the ice cap would have went to in America. That reminded me of the way Antarctica is at the minute, where it's just a big ice wall.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And nobody's allowed to kind of go over that ice wall this day and age. Why? Do you know what I mean? Why is...
They fall off the other side. Flat Earth theory. Mate, too fucking like, see the honest the God, and that's why I obviously have a topic aliens. I'm not going to diverge yet, but can't trust fucking anything. This is the thing. Question everything. Question fucking everything.
It's the fact that he's coming out with facts and then going, right, just want to research this because,
and they're like, no.
There was another weird part. Was it Malta where they found the 2 teeth of the Neanderthals that were like 30,000 years old, and they said the testing was wrong, and your guy paid for more advanced testing.
3 tests.
Yeah, and it showed that they were way before literally at the end of the Ice Age, where supposedly they shouldn't have been.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been there, but then that's when he went on to say that actually Malta was connected because after the Ice Age, obviously everything melted, so people would have lived there.
Yeah, they said they would have walked from Sicily down to Malta.
80% of the world sea hasn't even been explored. Which is crazy.
I call bullshit on that,
There's not much of it like
you think they have, and they haven't. They just don't want to say stuff.
I think they have, and they just don't want to say stuff because I think that's the big what if. Oh, we're not going to do it. But why would they not do it? Like in this day and age, the technology they have, they could easily think of submarines. We don't know much about submarines and what they can do. Right? Mm-hmm. You take a submarine, travel across the world with a bit of sonar, you're fucking going to see stuff. The way they found the caverns and like them mounds and stuff, they'll find stuff. They have found stuff. They just don't.
Surely they have a rough idea what it looked like before all the sea levels rise. So why not search there? Because that's where the people all would have lived, which is close to the sea, because close to fishing, all that other kind of stuff, all the resources.
Just go to the coastline and go out 30, 40 miles. Scan down. Like that's not for us. We're not fucking scientists, and we're saying go to the coast and go out 20 miles to scan down.
You look what your wee man done with the sonar on the boat just on the Bimini Road. That was just with a wee one. Clearly, we have bigger ones.
Yeah,
that can do more.
We do. The Banter Room's on the hunt for that.
Fucking hell, Bobby's hunt for Atlantis. But here, the whole thing with USOs and things, I'm not going to diverge it because I'm guessing you have a lot more in the ancient apocalypse to talk about. But it does kind of go
not too much because I don't want to spoil.
But it does go hand in hand with USOs, unidentified sea objects.
USOs.
Yeah, have you never heard about this? Or UAS, unidentified. No, it's unidentified aerial submarines. No,
I'm not just called fucking UFOs, so people
the whole thing,
know what we're talking about.
But we're talking about the UAPs, UFOs, about the water.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go into it yet. I will. I was talking a minute. what else do we need to cover on the ancient apocalypse? So, because it does seem to go very, very hand in hand with why wouldn't they want to go in the water, and then what's been seen in the water recently.
Yeah.
Fuck the water, by the way. The sea is creepy as fuck. I would
There's
never
even,
explore it.
I think it was maybe episode 1. I can't remember where it was. Do you remember that kind of like, it was like a cuboid kind of temple that was built like on top of the mountains in the forest?
Yes.
Yep.
So you would have seen this one. So they found chambers, and then they found even more chambers deeper below that date like way older, but they won't research them.
They data tested the soil or the ground for like, was 100 feet or something?
Yeah, they kept going down, and I think they found 3 or maybe 4 underground kind of chambers, and I think he dated them. It was like, so it was too old for the archaeologists.
It's like 10,000 BC. It was
something like
after,
and archaeologists were like, no, that's not possible, even though he has the facts there.
Proof.
And they still won't, like, because what's in there?
I would love that. In that first episode, I was thinking, what is in that fucking thing?
Like, what's in there, and why do people not want to know?
Why would they not dig for that?
Bonkers.
Like, if that was me, I'd be buzzing. I'd be like, we gotta go down there.
See, in relating to, like, you know, archaeologists, I can't even say it. Boys digging in the ground, right? Archaeologists. Why are they letting people? I'm sure you've seen this on TikTok. Dig and try and find the remains of Jesus and what do you call that holy thing that they've been finding recently?
What?
Why are they letting them? No, it's not the Holy Grail. It's something else. Hold on. Just use talk away a minute.
I will say episode 8, Brad, whenever you watch that, and if you finish it now, let me know, because episode 8 there's even more like what the fuck kind of stuff.
No, I was enjoying what I've seen, like, but I love all that shit, mate. I'm fucking bacon. I hate saying conspiracy here, because it's not like that's kind of.
It would be different if it was. So it was different if he was just saying, "Oh, I think this might have happened," but it's the fact that he actually has scientific facts and evidence to say, yes, this is this old. So something was different here. And
I will entertain most things anyway. Like, see the Earth was flat. I remember like, let me hear your points before we even decide that. Like, I'll hear the points and decide myself. That to me, if they have proof and have seen the fucking footage and they said, here's the dig, here's the sonar, there's 3 rooms underneath this temple, we would love to know what's in it. It's like, go fucking dig it and see what's in it, for fuck's sake. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So they're just. I actually thought they were going to come back to that. They just do not even do anything with that place.
Nope.
Yeah.
Why?
So, see, relating to that, why wouldn't they let them do it? But yet they'll let people dig for the Ark of the Covenant. That's what they've found recently to do with Jesus. They found. Did you see this recently? No. So this guy, an archaeologist, has been given approval to dig, if you want to call it, and they think they have found the Ark of the Covenant.
I was Ark of the Covenant.
No, it wasn't.
Indiana Jones found it. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Found it.
Is this meant to be like Noah's Ark or something?
No, it's the Ark of the Covenant. No. So if you watch, literally Indiana Jones 1 is about him hunting for the Ark of the Covenant, and then he opens at the end and it kills everyone.
He's a dickhead. Anyway, this is real. So the Ark of the Covenant is the place below where Jesus died, right? Allegedly. But what they have found is the Ark of the Covenant with a crack going the whole way through to the surface, and they found residue of blood. They have tested that blood and only found the mother's side of the blood cells and none of the father's. That's fucking creepy. Isn't it though? You have to admit.
It's just for religion, dude. I'm just like,
I don't believe in religion myself. Either do I.
Yeah.
But like, I love this sort of stuff, like the history kind of stuff, of people trying to find it. So you go search there, Ark of the Covenant found, and they've tested blood on it. It's fucking insane. But if they're allowing people to dig up stuff about people's faith and religion, why not dig up about people's fucking history and civilization? It doesn't make sense.
So what's stopping Graham Hancock getting guys to do it and excavate himself?
Because he's a journalist.
You probably need permission and all, would you not?
Yeah,
see the old guys. He's openly said he is just a journalist, right? Whereas all them other people doing them tests, they're all scientists in their field of like geology and stuff like that. So they're the ones who have like PhDs in geology and ground. No, they're the ones doing the digging and the testing. He's just reporting it, but because he's reporting it, they don't like him. I don't know if you've seen, you obviously seen Bobby, but it's all fucking British people that are saying, no, he's talking shit, he's talking rubbish. You're like, why not just let the man fucking find out like a proper journalist instead of being fed shit?
Yeah, it is strange. Definitely, that's what I mean. There's obviously something there. Where there's smoke, there is fire.
Yeah.
I love this conspiracy shit, guys. So that's you all wrapped up with an Ancient Apocalypse. Anyone
Yeah,
wanna-
man, I don't want to ruin the last episode, so I'll let you
Yeah.
watch it and then we can maybe text about it or
Bobby,
something.
just to go on to, I know what we're moving on to, but I just want to say this. Bobby wrote here as well, just on our notes for the people listening, about a mythological feature that saved him. Figure, sorry. What did I say? Feature?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a feature in a song, yeah. Right. Have any of you seen the thing about Andrew Dawson recently?
No. Well, who's Andrew Dawson?
So if you go search Andrew Dawson right now, he is now been classed as legally dead. Okay.
Right.
Andrew Dawson recently videoed some mountain in America where he's seen a giant figure.
Fuck off.
Yes, a giant figure where he recently seen it. You guys, just for the guys listening at home, they're now searching them up. So Andrew Dawson found the video of this large figure walking across a mountain. A few days later, so he put this on TikTok, by the way, guys. So you can go search it because it's still there. Put it on
at
TikTok.
Andy KAPT. So at Andy KAPT, it seems.
Yeah, you'll be able to see the video. So the video is this, like, it just looks like a massive person walking along the top of a mountain, which can't be real because if you see any of the top of a mountain, you know they're like little specks. It goes back the next day and it's trying to find again, nothing there. He then gets followed home, and it says it's all recorded, by the way. He gets followed home and these cars follow him about. That was fine. He then makes a video which is very looking like scripted looking, where it was a fake video just to gain views, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
He then released another video saying, "Right, guys, this is probably the last you're going to hear from me. I've been in contact with such and such." Don't think he says who, to be fair, but it's real. It's real. He goes back to the site again to try and spot the giant figure, and there is what looks like a building with antennas that is now in that position where he's seen that. This is became like, do you remember that series on Netflix? It was like the person that killed the cat. What do you call that?
Don't fuck with cats. Great
Don't
show.
fuck with cats. It's now turned into something like this where the whole kind of like the online community is now researching it, and they are now able to see, like, I think if you go on Google Maps and go to the area, there was guys shown where, like, say 4 weeks ago there was nothing on top of the mountain. Recently there is some on top of the mountain. This is going on to kind of what Niall has been wanting to probe at. Excuse the pun, but yeah, it's very fucking creepy, and I love this shit.
He's dead now. He is dead.
He is called legally, or no, there's a term for it. He has been legally put as dead. I don't know what they call it. Pronounced dead. Legally pronounced dead. That was it.
Weird. That's fucking weird. But even all these fucking people, famous people who obviously go a bit nonsense and stuff. Who was a guy? Epstein, and then he dies and the cameras go off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fucking, I don't know. It's strange though. A giant's a bit of a reach, like, people live in that town. They're all going to see a giant.
Have you seen the pictures though?
Yeah, but it's a bit, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I need to watch read it probably more my own time, but like I looked a bit, there's something on the mountain, like.
Yeah, and it wasn't there before. And like, see if you just type in like Andrew Dawson on search on TikTok. There's so many different videos of it, or even YouTube. I'm looking on YouTube now, and you can see all the stuff about it, and it's fucking insane.
It's I'll need to do a bit of wee research on that, but that's
you'll love it. You'll love it. You'll love it. Because it's all about what we're about to go into.
As I used to go balls deep in the fucking Loch Ness monster and all, wanting it to be real. It's like, fuck, I hope they fucking find this thing.
Jesus.
Bigfoot and all, mate. Honestly, I was like, see any of that, I'm just like, love it. Fucking just documentaries galore and all. Little 20-year-old now, balls deep in fucking Loch Ness, Nessie, which is called. No, so obviously, like, I was kind of going on news of the week, but I do follow a Reddit page called UFOs, and also aliens, but mainly the UFOs page. Russia has came out this week saying it's shot down a UFO, and I just kind of wanted to get an idea of where our heads at in terms of UAPs and whether or not you believe in them, and then a brief history on anyone who maybe doesn't know the facts. But let's face it, everyone in the past few years has probably heard about it flat out. Which one do you believe and who doesn't believe? Aliens, UFOs?
100% believe.
100%. 100%. It would be stupid not to.
So
yeah,
I know you. I mean, so Brett, like, I'll give you an example. What makes you believe in them?
I think it's because there's, do you know what? I think I don't believe the government. That's one of the main reasons. But I think it's just there's been so many unanswered like things about UFOs and advanced technology and how stuff happen and just even the history of the world, like in terms of I can't even think at the minute because there's so much. You know what it is? There's so much evidence, if we want to call it. By the way, I did like the alien fingers there. So much evidence
Mm-hmm.
against it or for it. Sorry, that you're kind of going, you would be stupid. Also, was it not like last year or 2 years ago that America came out and said, yeah, there's aliens?
This is what I think's nuts is that they legit came out and said, "Yep, there's stuff flying about the atmosphere. We don't know what it is," and people are just like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Why?
Yeah.
Why is everyone just so nonchalant about it? You'd be fucking. There is literally we're told."
Do you know why I think it was so nonchalant? I think it's because it all came out when fucking COVID was happening and everybody was shiting us all about fucking dying and not worried about fucking what actually could kill you.
Yeah. So obviously, look at everything started with whole flying saucers in the 1940s with Roswell. So brief history, in case you didn't know, I believe some farmer found remnants of a crashed alien object. Got the US military involved in Roswell. Came out, put in the newspaper, going, flying saucer found, we have the parts. The day after, now bear in mind, people had seen this. People actually said they'd seen grey bodies and things at the site, the crash site. The next day, they came out and goes, oh, we were wrong. It was just a balloon. And people who were there on record are like saying it was not a balloon. There was remnants of the crash site. We seen it. So this is where everything's came from. And people have actually came later on in life and said there was something. So that's kind of the smoking kind of gun there. Over time, obviously, there's been more stories released. So this one's probably the most recent in the past like 30 years. It's kind of a big kind of story. Bob Lazar. Any know about Bob?
Love him.
What about you?
Him.
Robert Lazar, not you, Bobby. So Robert Lazar, he worked at basically Area
NASA.
51.
Yeah.
But it wasn't called Area 51. It was a different name. So he actually went on the Joe Rogan podcast as well talking about this. But in the 80s, he actually came out saying, I've been hired by the US government to work on
advanced
technologies, propulsion systems. So he actually got famous. He was working, he had made a rocket fueled car, wasn't it? A jet propelled car.
Yeah.
And was hired then to reverse engineer alien craft in terms of this system. So everyone when it came out, he basically came out, says, look, this is what's happened. I'm working on this. There is an element called element 15. We don't know what it is, but this is what's being used to help make this craft anti-gravity or whatever, and we're trying to reverse engineer it. So everyone called bullshit for years, mocked him. Little no, there was no element 15. It was not on the periodic table. It's actually a thing now. Now, it's very temperamental. We can't sustain it for long, but it has been made. So this guy came out in the 80s saying, I worked at Area 51. Here's a clip of me actually as proof that I worked at Area 51. And here's the element that didn't exist that now exists. And he went on the Joe Rogan podcast and things, and there's a whole documentary about it. But basically, this guy is saying that he has worked on alien craft.
See, the thing about this, just for the listeners, right? The main thing that Bob said, and this is where everybody was like, you're talking bullshit, was this hand scanner, right? That measured the length of your bones in your hand. This technology was not available back then. And he said, this is the technology that these aliens had brought with them. Okay. If anybody wants to go and search Bob Lazar, Area 51, biometric scanner, this is what they use to get in and out of Area 51. There's also a video where it's such a wholesome video, by the way, because he literally looks at the pictures and the quote said was, I never thought I would see one of these again. I tried to explain this to people so many times. They never believe me. There it is. It is a biometric scanner used to get into SF and measure the length of bones in your hand. He was called an absolute lunatic for this because this technology was just, for us in these days, we think biometrics is fine. But back then, something that can measure your bones in your hand by just put your hand on it sounds so far-fetched to people, but they actually find it.
Yeah.
So it's, you know what it is? It's one of the things where you listen to it, especially if you love kind of conspiracy and stuff, you get into it. But whenever you start seeing stuff come to fruition, you're kind of going, this bastard's not a psycho, it's every other cunt.
And these are the stuff that's actually probably the most far-fetched, what I'm talking about, because we're going to get into something that's literally just out there. So Zimbabwe school, have you heard about this, Brett?
Yep.
Yeah, so in, I believe it was late 80s, a school of children in Zimbabwe and the teachers, everyone there, seen a spaceship land and aliens get out and talk to them telepathically. Now that sounds mad, but there was a guy, a famous journalist, got in touch with these kids and spoke to them years later and was like, this is actually true. They are 100% believe this, whatever's happened, and this has happened. Like they 1000% believe that they had talked to and seen fucking alien aircrafts or whatever. So this all, you look at this and you hear these stories and you're like, okay, whatever. So in 2003, there was a thing called the Tic Tac incident, the Tic Tac UFO. There was a Commander Favor. He worked high up in the Navy. It's the Navy, isn't it? Brett, well, Navy? It is, it's the Navy. He flew aircraft, Commander Favor. Proper, and he has done many podcasts where he is not a believer. Well, he wasn't a believer. He flew, he was on a drive, or flight, whatever you fucking call it, and he seen a small Tic Tac shaped object ahead of him.
There's a video of it as well.
There's actually a video of this, by the way, and people are trying to debunk it. This is legit. It goes from, I think, in the split of a second, 70 feet below to, I believe it's 700 feet ahead of him. And he's seen this for a while. Now, this is going, you can see it in the video. It goes to the stage where you can actually see it going in. This is maybe another one going into the water.
It flies right beside him.
But it flies right towards him and right behind him. And it's like jumping mad amounts in a short space of time. Now, the Navy, the actual Navy released these videos and it came out and said, we do not know what these objects are. Now,
like they were moving so fast that the radar wasn't picking some of them up. And they're saying there's no way that any man-made flight could go that quick because a human body couldn't cope with the speed, like the G's.
Like it's just
like this is a guy who's obviously been in the Navy for years and was going out on, like, say, just like a fucking daily fly, if you want to call it, and seeing this fucking thing beam past him. Because he said it was like kind of like toying with him, wasn't it? They were like kind of flying beside him and then just shot away so quick. And he was like, what the fuck? You know, I think he did it. He did it on Joe Rogan. I think I seen on Joe Rogan. That's how I know about it.
But they're going in and out of the water and all. Like the thing, this is the thing. So if you watch footage, literally able to go in the bottom of the water and straight at the top. But a lot of people are thinking that's where they are actually based. They're in the water. They're not in space. They're here. And there's something like in with it, obviously, in the water, and that's where obviously the crafts are. But the Navy released these videos in 2018, came out blatantly and says, we don't know what they are. And then I believe it was last June, they did a report on it, an official report saying we still don't know what they are, blah, blah, blah. There is a video, and this is where literally this is how, as proof as you're going to get, Obama is on TV. They ask him about aliens. Everyone laughs. He has a giggle. Straight face and says, there is things flying about in our atmosphere that we do not know what they are. Correct. You have fucking the ex-president of the United States confirming there's things flying about in the US airspace that they don't know what they are. And bear in mind, this is not the only country. France has had things, UK's had things. You've had pilots coming out saying that we see them all the time. Fuck them, mate. There's definitely something up. Like, this is what I mean. Like, I do believe in aliens. 100. Well, not aliens. I will say, fuck knows what they are. They can be interdimensional, whatever. But these, like,
that's why I think, like, this is where I have a big trust issue with the government, right? A load of aspects of it, but why would they not? They talk about, instead of fear mongering people, would you not rather know than not know? If you know what I mean, like. Would you not rather know this is what could... Do you know what I think of? And I know it's stupid to compare, but it's like kind of the Avengers, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine someday these fucking beings come down and go, how you doing, motherfuckers? We're not here to hurt you. We're just going to help you because we've been here for years, all right? Instead of some fucking day, Earth go fucking Pete Tong, Ice Age fucking happens, and these beings come, this is how you build shit. But like, in all seriousness, there's too much evidence to believe, and I think, I'll be honest, for me, I think it's one of the things that keep me up at night. I've been being honest, because my brain just goes in overdrive.
Oh man, it's fucking. They're turning off fucking nukes. Do you know that they literally go to nuke sites and turn the fucking things off and everything? And it's all started since all that. Like, you think the 40s, and then they had the Hiroshima and all this shit, and these Nagasaki, and all these fucking nukes are getting turned off. And you know what, Bobby? Like, obviously, if you haven't heard these stories before, you may be going, all right. See, when you hear these people who they're not fucking
well decorated.
They are similar to Graham. Actually, let's face it, they're actually more
way better than Graham.
These are legitimate, and they're saying
these are like people that serve their country, and they were like fucking USA, those kind of fuckers. Like,
there's footage, and the
one you were saying about the Navy and the things moving such a speed and going into underwater. There was something I watched on Netflix. It was the exact same thing, but it wasn't the Navy. It was some other boy. He was in like some sort of sonar tower, and he was tracking. I can't remember what it was.
That's that one you're on. The Navy released 3 different clips.
It. Yeah, where he's trying to find it.
Yeah, and they got a lock, and he goes going over it.
And he ended up. I think he ended up losing his job because of it or something.
So I'll send this into our group chat, Bobby, so you can see the video while we're talking about it, because all you do is fast forward it and you'll see it. It's fucking.
So obviously you guys are probably familiar with Tom DeLonge. He was he's a fucking huge UFO nut. Probably the part that puts people off. He was on Joe Rogan and made a fucking embarrassment of himself. He done I was gonna say Fault in Our Stars. That's a fucking cheesy teenage book. But he done something about something Academy of the Stars, all about disclosure. But he ended up getting these people who worked in the Pentagon on these kind of black book sites and all this here. I think Louis Elizondo's one is actually, he worked for him at one stage. They worked together, but they're basically pushing the disclosure narrative, and they have been told, supposedly, well, Tom DeLonge says, we were actually hired as well by the government to push the disclosure narrative. That's why it's all getting released, because they're trying to do slow disclosure. But could you imagine if they woke up tomorrow and said, guys, there's aliens, or there's UFOs, we don't know what they are, but to be fair, they already have, and no one's batting an eyelid.
I think there's also, on like WikiLeaks, I think there was actually stuff about it. Remember when it first all came out about the UFOs? I think there was stuff about that come out. I remember, seeing stuff about it, but it's mental. It's fucking mental.
Always talks about it, about the Navy leaks and all, because that's about obviously aliens and UFOs. But I don't know how anyone just doesn't. But I think a lot more people that I talk about to it now, everyone's kind of in the mindset of
But here, do you know what? I remember speaking to this about my mum, and I said, "Mum, do you believe in aliens?" She goes, "Don't be fucking silly." And I'm like, "What do you mean? You don't be fucking silly?" Jody, I see, I think we always say we're the right generation. We're kind of old school but new school, and we kind of I think anyway myself, I'll take everyone with a pinch of salt. Like I'm very analytical in terms of.
It's your Asperger's.
Yeah. I'm not going to sit and go to you, this is what's right, this is what's wrong. I'm going to go, here's what I found, here's what these people are saying, and it's made me think.
Ask questions, real?
Yeah.
And that's what it be. Right for podcasting, mate.
It's fucking mental.
Have you heard of the Phoenix Lights? Right, you probably heard. If you heard this, Phoenix Lights.
Is this the fucking thing just floating like this, like for ages up in the fucking sky?
This is in the 90s, in Phoenix. Believe it or not, huge. Like, I mean, a fucking huge triangle shape flew over the city at night. Hundreds, thousands of people seen this. Viewed it going over the city. Held a big press conference. The fucking governor or whatever of the city came out and was like, "Yeah, we seen something." Government downplayed it.
Holy fuck.
Well,
as soon as you search it, you just see the fucking triangle lights on it. Holy fuck.
Phoenix Lights, literally a thing that happened. They all came out, everyone's seen it, and then they had a conference a few weeks after, and he was like, he brought out a fake alien, the guy who actually came out and says, "Yeah, I seen it too," and all this, and goes, "Oh, you guys are too gullible." And people are like, "We seen the fucking lights." Like, there's a whole thing about this. And look, you can go really deep, but Phoenix Lights, I think, is a massive one. You've also got Skinwalker Ranch. I don't know if you read about that. It's fucking.
There was one recently. Did you see in Las Vegas that everybody was putting up where these lights? It was just all like it was. It's hard to describe.
Reflecting, yeah, but it turned out, I think, that most likely what it actually had is someone mapped out the area of Las Vegas, and you actually could see the buildings. And the way it was working was it was able to reflect the buildings
like
the way that
lights or something.
It was supposedly the way it happened was extremely rare, but that's exactly what happened, where it reflected the buildings below into the shape above. But that Phoenix Lights, mate, there's the pictures. Isn't that fucking bonkers? And you look at this now, and you're kind of like, "Fuck me! Why didn't you have fucking iPhone 14s on you cunts?" Sitting there with fucking
They probably do have iPhone 15s in fucking aliens.
aliens. Well, here, mate, my dad's actually a big believer in them, and he always says to me, he's like, he grew up, and then boom, technology over fucking span of 30 years, massive, changed. Made 100 years ago, fucking 120 years ago, people were fucking washing their ashes with their hands.
This is where I think there is some form of aliens along who are walking the world, right? And I think this all the time. I go, how do these people come up with this sort of invention or, this new technology? Because there's no way. Well, obviously, I'm not smart enough to comprehend it, probably.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Yeah, well, let's face it, yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Like, like you said, in the last 100 years, technology has just went mental. But there has to be something out there that kind of goes, do this. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever get like kind of you're doing something and you get like, I want to say we daydream and you kind of think about how to do something. Like, how do we know there's not a fucking alien right now going, do you know what, boys, you're going to talk about aliens this week? Because you know why? You just need to put this out here.
I personally think it's been
Do you know what I mean, though?
Like, if you think the microprocessors, what, the 60s? First microprocessor, I'll do it. Actually have a look, but I believe the microprocessor was the 60s, which would put it 15. It was 1971, I believe. First microprocessor.
Only fucking, well, I was about to say 30 years ago, but 50 years ago.
Yeah, right. First microprocessor, 1971, was the size of a fucking building, basically. I believe they've just learned to reverse engineer these fucking things they found on Roswell, personally.
That's what I mean. Like, they found, see, also talking about all this kind of like cool shit, right? So, you know the way Avatar that we've all watched, or Me, the second one?
Yeah.
Supposedly Avatar, and I think it's all time by films. I don't know if you've ever seen. Films are reflective of something in real life most of the time, apart from the fictional kind of mad stuff.
What,
right?
like Avatar?
No. Hear me out. So there is a giant tree dump. Get the name of it. I've searched it the other week.
Yeah, so first microprocessor, 1970s, and then you had fucking Pong. So you think in the span of 1971, having microprocessors and computers the size of fucking living rooms, to in 15 years having a gaming console in your house of a Nintendo? Not even 15 years, what, 10, 13 years? You have to understand, like, what the fuck's been going on and how does things progress so fast?
Scary. So, do you know about the Devil's Tower?
No, what's up?
Right, Devil's Tower is a national park in America, right?
Right.
So, just go look at the picture of it. Just type in Devil's Tower.
Devil's Tower. Let me just check. It's Devil's Tower.
Right.
Oh, it's like a mountain.
Okay. Now the top of it, scientists say, is shaped like a tree. You know, with the rings.
Yeah.
Okay. So think of Avatar.
I'm thinking Elden Ring, mate.
Think of Avatar.
Erd tree. Yeah.
Right. Think of Avatar. Right. So the thing about Silicon Valley comes into this too. Okay. So in this is a theory, by the way, just saying, I think it's really cool theory. So this tree, the roots ran everywhere. Okay. Mm-hmm. And what they wanted to do you remember there was a shortage of silicon?
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago. It was not even, it was even recently, like.
It was recently, about a year and a half ago or something.
Is there not still?
Right? Not sure. But what they're saying, Avatar is a reenactment of lost history.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because what did the people do to the Avatar tree and why?
They broke it down to make them move home.
Why? What was underneath it?
Some fucking
resources.
Yeah, like Ethereum or something.
Like a gram costs like $1 million or something.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be the same for our like scientists, where they destroy these trees to get the stuff from underneath it. And see when you go again, so if you thought, go away, do the research on it, because it's fucking creepy. Because we were talking about Avatar last week, and all of a sudden I seen a video on YouTube where they talked about how Avatar is a reenactment of history, where these trees, back like when me and Bobby watched the ancient Apocalypse, these trees could have well have been the same size of like Avatar trees just pre Ice Age. Because you think of size like fucking woolly mammoths, finger the size of a fucking tree could be. Do you know what I mean? Because it was on good land. So they destroyed the trees to get the resources from them. And now that's what we're left with. And also, nobody's allowed to go and dig up and look at that tree or that
course.
rock.
That's bonkers, isn't it? It's a fucking weird. It's weird.
Do you not think
whatever
it's
it is.
cool though how like Avatar kind of, you know, like how did they come up with Avatar? Like imagine
copy
native,
dances for wolves. Basically, they said,
like imagine there was Native Americans living there,
yeah.
and these Christopher Columbus and the British come over and go, you know what, we want that fucking tree. We know there's fucking good shit underneath it. They try and blow them out of it. What they do, take down the fucking tree, move Native Americans over like they usually do. So it's fucking cool. I think it's cool.
It is. It's fucking weird. Just fucking. Yeah, someone says
Right,
there should be
guys.
a UFO base there.
Inside it's fucking NASA. Guys, I think we have done a good bit tonight. I know about yous.
Final thing, what was
Something
about
else?
Britney Spears? Just out of interest. I know you had something to talk about her.
Yeah, supposedly she's gone missing.
What?
Yeah, Britney Spears has gone missing.
She must have seen a giant recently.
There was a fake video put up there, so they think the conservative thing's still going. They think there's a load of conspiracies about it, so it's kind of. Like
I've seen a few. Yeah.
They think that she's maybe having a baby and they're trying to hide her. There's also videos of, if you go on her TikTok, she's put videos on TikTok recently, and they keep highlighting that she keeps hiding one of her hands because it's not her. And then one of the videos, they slow it down, they turn around, and it looks like, you know, like a wee fucking club hand.
Oh, really?
Like that's not. Yeah. But yeah, supposedly Britney Spears is not Britney Spears. They think it's a deep fake because there's something going on in the background. There's also a video of her ex-husband,
Kev Federline.
yeah.
K-Fed.
He broke into the wedding, and Britney Spears was not there at the wedding, so it was a fake. That's what I mean. It was a fake.
Is this
wedding.
true? Did he come out and said here?
Yeah, it's on his fucking TikTok.
Nah, it's bonkers. No, it's bonkers.
It's on his TikTok where he goes, "Where's Britney? Where's Britney?" And he shouts it like, you know, all her security and stuff. He knows them by name. But yeah, Britney Spears has gone fucking AWOL, and everybody's like,
"Fuck."
Honestly, at the minute, the world at the minute has turned into a weird place for me. Like, this is why I think I honestly don't sleep, because I think about everything, and especially when I'm like thinking of aliens, I believe that there is fucking, especially that fucking ancient apocalypse. You're like, yeah, there's definitely bastards are 10 times smarter than any fucking human that ever walked the earth. But
I think what's happening to me is just everything's a bit more nefarious than you ever think. Like, you don't trust it. I'm just like, that's even the whole Twitter scandal and thing, and the Twitter leaks and whatever Twitter files. You're just like, you would cover up fucking anything. Everyone's just so sneaky, and you don't really realize it when you're younger. But
it's the fucking government. All they want to do is control us. All they want to do is control us. And my take on it, just to end this part of it, I believe the COVID thing was a big fucking trial to see, are these bastards going to be sheep and follow the babas?
What are you on about? You're still clapping for cars? You're out the front last night clapping away.
Do you remember that?
I clapping the cheeks.
Well, here, let me ask you this, Brett. Would you take the red pill or the blue pill? The blue pill? You go on about your life?
I take both of them. I take both of them.
You take any pill, wouldn't you, son?
Yeah, boy, double drop. But no, listen, guys. I think that was a very good podcast. Thanks. Why am I saying like that? Cut that bit.
No, I'm hardly cutting any of this, by the way. Makes my job easier.
So guys, that is the end of episode 3. You'll probably think we're fucking mental, but so's the rest of the world. We're just happy enough to talk about it. You can catch us at the Banter Room on TikTok, the Banter Room on all socials, to be fair, Twitter and YouTube. We're mainly active on TikTok and YouTube. We also have our personal socials. You can catch me at Lurking Hero Gaming on TikTok. And now,
Lethal Players
with Dick. Bobby,
my own.
You can give me Axel Boom on Twitter and Professor Boom X0 on Twitch.
That's just wee hug and kiss for all you new boys. But yes, guys, thanks so much for listening. What one you do, give us a like. It's free to do. Sub as well. You can turn on notifications. We don't really care. As long as we get subs, we're happy that way. But at the same time, peace out, A-Town.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bad bus driver.